Yeah, is that stress shows. We think it doesn't, but when you are stressed, people around you can see that you're stressed. Stress actually shows on, your face, your body language, the way that you act. Stress actually shows. You might not be able to notice. You may think, oh, I don't look stressed. Other people cannot tell that I'm stressed. But I'm telling you that stress actually shows in the way that you show up, in the way that you communicate, especially if you are communicating with people that communicate with you before on a regular basis. They can tell when you're acting different. They can tell when you're acting strange. They can also tell when you're not acting the way that you used to act. So stress really shows. Even a change in diet, a change in activity, those things ultimately show on the outwards, right? Anybody that knows you over time, if they happen to see you again, they can tell that, oh, something is different about her, something is different about him, right? The same way stress shows is the same way peace and relaxation shows. If you've been stressed for a long period of time and you are finally at the point where you are at peace, right, it also shows. If you're at peace, if you're more relaxed, if you're more happy, it also shows in the way that you look, in the way that you act, in the way that you present yourself, in the way you laugh at jokes, in the things that you say. Basically, in your overall let's say demeanor, or the overall way that you present yourself, right? It shows. There's certain things that we think they can hide, but they really cannot hide. Yeah, that's just the fact. That's something that I've noticed. Even on days that I didn't think I was stressed, other people could see that I was stressed. And on the days where I felt, more happy, more put together, other people could also notice it. So today I just want to talk about something, and I want to talk about it quickly. I don't want to take a lot of time. And that's falling short on your goals, because I've been feeling like that lately. Not a lot, but there are certain goals that I set that I have not reached, certain things that I thought I would have accomplished by now that I have not, and I'm starting to feel like, am I falling behind on my goals? Am I late? I'm not achieving as much as I thought I would achieve. And the thing is that I do know that I'm doing my best. When you set goals, you set things that are not easily attainable for yourself, right? So I do know I'm doing my goal, I'm doing my best, but my to-do list, my goal list does not say so. I know that every day that I wake up, I do the best, to my ability. I do the best that I can do for that day. It's just that on certain days, because I'm dealing with stress and burnout from previous days, I'm not able to, go at 100% capacity on some certain days. Some certain days, the best I can do is just eat and rest, because I'm so stressed, I'm so worn out, I'm so exhausted, right? The only thing I can do on those days is to rest, right? So I do that on those days, and on the days that I know I can function at a high capacity, I go ahead and do that. Now the question is, are you really falling behind on your goals, or did you just set goals that are not really attainable in the period of time that you thought they were attainable, right? Now when we set goals, it's not always because we want to achieve that thing. It's just to keep our eyes focused on where we are headed, right? It's just to make the path a bit clearer for us when we set goals. For example, I set a goal to save maybe $100,000. If I do get the $100,000, fine and good. But if I don't, it's just to always keep me focused. Okay, I need to work as hard as I can. Okay, I need to put in the work. I need to put in the effort. I need to do that. I need to do this. This is where I'm headed. This is what I want to do. So if I don't exactly achieve the $100,000, it's not that I failed. As long as I know that every day I wake up, I do the best that I can do. Every day that I wake up, I put in, my best foot forward. That is the major thing for me as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's great if you achieve those goals, but at the same time, if you don't, the major thing is to know that you're putting in your best every day. And your best every day will not look the same. Like I said, some days the best you can do is rest. The best you can do is just stay alive. People die from exhaustion every day. Okay, it's not a secret. You've heard about people that they are at work and they fall and collapse, and that's the end of it. Some people are out doing their daily routine and they have a heart attack, and that's the end of them, because they are stressed, they are exhausted, they are overworked. So some days the best you can do for yourself is just to rest. The best you can do for yourself is to reflect on how far you have come. Sometimes we are so focused on moving forward, moving forward, moving forward, that we even fail to stop and reflect on how far we have come. Hi, Canary King. First, like, nice to have you here. I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. But I was just thinking about something, which is, the goals that I've set for myself, and I'm starting to feel like I have not achieved as much as I wanted to achieve in this short period of time. And I thought I would come online and talk about that, because I know that there are also other people who feel the same way. There are also other people that they have set goals for themselves and they have not been able to achieve it, and they're starting to feel like, are they running late? Are they falling behind? Are they underachieved? Right. I know that recently I have not achieved the goals that I set for myself. This is the 7th month of the year. Am I correct? January, February, March, April, May, June, July. This is the 7th month of the year, and I've not achieved the things I thought I would have achieved by now. Reason being that life does not always go as planned. Okay, when we make goals, when we set goals, right? When we set things that we want to achieve, we don't factor in that there are so many other life occurrences that would have happened along the way that will not make it a smooth road, right? When we set certain goals, we assume that, okay, it's going to be a smooth road getting there. But we fail to factor in that there are so many other things that will come into play. There are so many other things that will happen that you will not be able to achieve that goal as seamlessly as you thought you would. So that's what happened to me. And I know that there are also other people that experience this. There are also other people that this has happened to. The goal that they set for themselves, they are not able to achieve it because of certain things that happened along the way. Which is very fine. For me, I feel like if you have a goal, as long as you know what that goal is and you're still working towards it, you will definitely achieve it at a certain point in time. And another thing is that sometimes we are a little unrealistic with our goals. And to be honest, that's what goals are. Goals are meant to be unrealistic. But sometimes we overdo it. Something you can achieve that is going to take you like 3 years to achieve, you decide to achieve it in 3 months. And when that's no longer possible, you start to look at yourself as a failure. Not really. Sometimes it's not about did you get to the finish line, it's about how far have you come in the race, right? Look at how far you have come in the last 6 months, in the last 1 year. It's not necessarily about if you've achieved that goal that you wanted to achieve, but it's about the progress that you have made from the starting point to where you are now. And let's not forget that life is not static. Sometimes the goals that you set for yourself at the beginning of the year, 6 months into the year, you realize that you are now on a different path. You realize that you are no longer aligned with what you thought you were aligned with before. Life can change. Life is flexible, and it's very important that the way our life moves, we move with it, right? I feel like everybody has the way their life is designed. What you think is best for you is not always what is best for you. So let's learn to be flexible. If your life moves you to a new direction that you didn't know life was taking you, just go with it. It's okay to change your goals. It's okay to change your objectives. It's okay to feel like you now have a new purpose. For me, I feel like my life comes in seasons, right? My life is not just once. Like, okay, I'm doing the same thing from when I was born or when I was 20 years old to when I'm 30 years old. Not necessarily. I feel like my life comes in seasons, and I've learned to acknowledge every season of my life, and I've learned to show up in every season, and I've learned to make the best out of every season. Okay, I've learned that everything is not always going to be the same way. Some seasons will require me to do a certain thing, and other seasons will require me to step into a new assignment that I didn't know I could do. Okay, different seasons come for different things. Some come to equip us for the next season. Okay, some come so we can reap the harvest of all our work. Some come to prepare us. Okay, some come to challenge us. Different seasons come for different things. It's really important that we recognize different seasons of our lives. Like I said earlier, your journey is definitely different from another person's journey, and it is really important that you acknowledge your journey, you understand your journey, and you learn to operate in the principles of your own journey. Okay, it's not everybody that you can take advice from, because some people are on entirely different journeys than the one that you are on. So you cannot take advice from everybody. You cannot want to collect words of wisdom from everybody. No, absolutely not. Because the things that you have battled, the things that are ahead of you, some people have not experienced it, right? So they are not equipped to tell you what to do in that situation, because they have never been in the situation that you have been, and probably they may never even be in that situation. So they don't understand what it's like to walk in your shoes. At the end of the day, you still have to go back to God for the blueprint of your life to understand certain things. But at the same time, it's important that we do the best that we can do for ourselves at every point in time. In summary, what I'm trying to say is that we should give ourselves grace, right? We shouldn't be too hard on yourself. If you set goals and you're working towards them, the major thing is recognizing the journey of where you started and where you are now. The major thing is recognizing your progress from when you started and where you are now. I think that's more important than, oh, how far is it to achieve that goal that I set for myself? Okay, when you started and where you are now, what is the difference? How far have you gone? What is the progress? Have you evolved? Have you become a better person? How far have you grown? Okay, have you learned new skills? Have you like become a better version of yourself? Those things are more important than if you achieve that goal that you set up for yourself or not. Okay, and like I said earlier, let's not forget that life is flexible. Okay, life comes in seasons. Different seasons will require different things from you. Sometimes that goal that you set for yourself, you might end up no longer achieving that goal because that goal might end up not being important to you anymore. Okay, someone is on the live. Hi, Epic Beats. So today we're talking about goals, achieving our goals, falling short on our goals, what goals mean to us. Basically, that's what we are talking about. I'm just doing some self-reflection on the goals that I set for myself, the ones I have achieved, the ones I have not achieved, and the ones I have even forgotten. Sometimes, and goals are different. We have temporary goals, we have long-term goals. Some people make long-term goals like 5-year plans. Okay, 5 years time, I want to be married, I want to have built my house, I want to have started a company, I want to have graduated from medical school, I want this, I want that, right? And people have like temporary goals. Okay, in the next 1 month, I want to work on my body, I want to be more fit. In the next 1 month, I want to, learn how to sew. In the next 1 month, I want to be better at making homemade meals. In the next 1 month, I want to grow my business to a certain level. In the next 1 month, I want to make like 10 new friends. I want to like sponsor an event. I want to do this, I want to do that. So there are short-term goals that will be set in the short term, and their long-term goals. For me, long-term goals can be really tricky because as much as you are working towards these goals, you don't know what life holds for you. The thing about life is that one thing leads to another thing, and there are so many things that you cannot predict them, you cannot foresee them, you cannot even fathom them, you can't think about them. That's just life, because life is not just about you. Life is one person reacting to another person, reacting to another person, reacting to you. It's that friend you met 2 years ago reacting to another friend which reacted to you, and now you're reacting to something else. So life moves in different ways. It's people who are planned to relocate to one country and then it didn't work out and they found themselves in another country, or people who didn't even know they were going to get married, but then they met the love of their life, they got married, and now they've moved somewhere else, they've started a new career. So life comes at us, really. It's great to make long-term goals, but your long-term goals should not make you reach in a way that you're not able to move with the flow of life, in a way that you're not able to explore new opportunities, in a way that you're not really able to live your life because you're so fixated on a goal that will not make you happy, that will not make you fulfilled, that will not make you feel any better than how you currently feel. Now, life is an experience. Basically, life is not a journey. Okay, it's not that thing that you set for yourself that is going to make you fulfilled in life. It's the experiences that you have along the way, basically. So I just came to share these few words of wisdom that were going on in my mind, because you never can know who really needs this sayings. You never can know who really needs this little words of advice. I hope always that I'm able to be impactful in one way or the other. I mean, the essence of life is to make impact. The essence of life is to like touch other people. The essence of life is to like do something worthwhile, and I really hope that I'm able to do that in the little time that I spend here. Thank you so much always for joining into my lives, and I will see you next time. Bye.